All right. We have a tweet from yesterday that shows some protests that were happening at the Ottawa Carleton District School Board. Speaking of Nilly Kaplan-Mirth, who's a trustee there, who is a mask-obsessed, unhinged, there are no nice words to describe her. So this particular protest was in response to a new policy being put out by the OC DSB, or maybe I had that backwards. Anyway, probably because of people like Nilly Kaplan-Mirth. So they will now refer to all students as they, them. You can no longer be a gendered person. You can no longer be a boy or a girl or a she or a her. Everyone is now a they, them.
Yeah.
And so parents gathered to protest this brand new policy. And we had a write-up here by who was referred to as our special rebel rapporteur, Andy Lee. And she shares in this particular article some photos of the protest. There is some visuals of it. But I mean, if you're a boy and you want to be referred to as a boy, then I guess it's transphobic to disavow a generalization of they, them.
Yeah, not to mention grammatically incorrect. They, them is a pluralized word. It doesn't mean a singular person. I guess, though, maybe we're now living in Sybil Nation. Remember Sybil? She had 16 distinct personalities, a real cause celeb back in the 70s. Oh, by the way, it was later revealed that she was faking everything, but never mind. Let's put it bluntly, Tamara. A lot of the people in this trans community, I'm sorry, I'm not saying this to be funny or malicious, but they're mentally ill. They are mentally ill. They need care. They need guidance. They don't need hormones. They don't need their genitalia sliced and diced. If you were really compassionate for these people, this is what you would do. But right now in society, it is the tail wagging the dog. It is the lunatic fringe setting the benchmarks for policy. How many people, what is Canada, 38 million, Tamara?
Yeah,
38
roughly.
million people and growing, folks. What is the percent of a percent of a percent of a percent that use the pronouns they, them? And yet this moronic school board full of censorious thugs and control freaks is going to say, even if you are a she, her, or a he, him, too bad. We're lumping you in with the lunatics. You're all they, thems. This is unconscionable.
Well, and Trudeau, Prime Minister, has come out and stated that parents denouncing these kinds of policies and questioning the appropriateness of the gender ideology being taught to their students with great secrecy, that parents who are questioning this or pushing back against it are being called far right by our Prime Minister. Of course, again, he's resorting to slandering and name calling. But there's a really good article that I was reading in the National Post, and it's by Sabrina Maddow.
Oh, that's
Maddow.
fantastic.
I can't remember. Did I pronounce that correctly?
I know who you're talking.
And she says it's not unreasonable for parents to have concerns about the sudden wave of secrecy in schools around gender identity. And her first sentence, or her first paragraph rather, hits it all. She says, they say everyone has a tell, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has a big one. You know his political future is flashing before his eyes, please, dear Lord, when he starts accusing broad swaths of the Canadian population of being deplorable, reactionary monsters.
100%. And on that far-right comment, what is so perversely amusing, Tamara, is look at those demonstrators at that school board. It looks like they're wearing red Make America Great Again cap. Oh, no, actually, those are hijabs. Those are Muslim mothers out there. That doesn't really fit with the narrative, does it, Tamara Ugolini, that the Islamic community is a bunch of far-right white supremacists? And I spoke about this with Sheila yesterday, why the left is having a meltdown now is it's almost like watching a computer malfunction because of two logical arguments of equal merit and it can't make a decision. the left is all about LGBT, etc., and they're all about Islam. And yet these two demographics, sorry to say, they're kind of getting along right now like the cobra and the mongoose. And it's because of the left getting their stinky fingers into the school curriculum with all this woke nonsense, critical race theory, radical transgenderism. That's what has energized the Muslim community. Mm-hmm. That's what's energized the Jewish and Christian communities. These aren't, white MAGA cap wearing frat boys. These are parents of several religious devotions that are speaking out against this, but blackface will brand them as far-right agitators. Isn't this unbelievable?
But really believable at this point in Trudeau's political career.
Hey folks, that was a clip from the Daily Roundup. That is our live stream show that airs from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday. I'm usually here for 4 of the shows. Our Alberta team takes over on Fridays. And you know what? You can interact with the hosts. If you give us a small financial donation, we'll read your comment during the live stream. So please go to revelnews.com/livestream and tune in Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern.